Hello and welcome to another episode of Celebrities and the Stars. I'm Sigrún, and here is my husband and master of tarot, Gregory, and we are talking about something that's been going on recently that's very viral, very viral, is Andrew and Tristan Tate got arrested the other day, and I'll post a meme right here um, where Andrew is wearing something that's really not apropos for his position in the manosphere. But yeah, they've been arrested, and charges are anything from rape to sex trafficking, awful stuff. And he's most famous for his infamous course called Pimping Hose degree, called PhD for short. And it's a series of instructional guides on how to manipulate women into doing work, especially sex work, for them. So he and his brother are in trouble for that. And we're going to be looking at the natal charts and doing a tarot reading on the issues at hand. So first and foremost, we are going to start out with Andrew Tate. Now, we know his time of birth. He is a Scorpio rising, Sagittarius sun. So his ruler of his chart is Mars. And we'll be looking at his Mars soon enough. Now, his sun and moon are in Sagittarius in his first house. So that is the I am house. That is Aries energy. And Sag, their ruling planet, is Jupiter. So his ego is as big as Jupiter there, with his sun there, his moon there, and we're going to get to his Saturn being there as well. Now, his ego demands freedom. And I've only seen a few videos of him speaking, and he's ranting about the Matrix and how to get out of the Matrix. So that's very much in line with Sagittarius. Now, his moon in Sagittarius, he likes to travel, and this is, conjunct his Sun and Saturn. And he's been all over the place. So that's very much big Sagittarius energy, a stellium, where three or more planets in the same sign, in the same house. So he is also very disciplined and serious with these placements. Now, with his Saturn there, he's also very traditional. Now, he went from Christianity to Islam recently, so he's looking for that structure in his philosophy and his spirituality, or he just might be wearing it as a skin suit. And with Saturn there, he wants his ideas out to more people. Now, let's get over to the ruler of his chart, Mars. Mars is in the third house. It is in Pisces. So we've got some fire and water energy there. He speaks very aggressively. If you've ever watched a video with him in it, he's very aggressive with his ideas. And it's square, his sun and moon. So that's not a very good combination. Fire, water, mutable energy there. And he's got periods of where he's got massive amount of energy and then he just kind of burns out. And then we've got, in the next house, the fourth house, we've got Jupiter in Pisces. And Jupiter is the traditional ruling planet of Pisces. And it's square his sun in Sagittarius. And he struggles with doing too much. And he's got things going on all over the place that he can't keep track of. He wants to conquer with those Sagittarius placements. But with Pisces, he spreads himself too thin. And this guy, he's 12th house heavy. Now, as we saw the other day with Erica Kirk, she's also 12th house heavy. So Andrew Tate has a lot of enemies he doesn't know about. But what I think, and my intuition is telling me, is that he's just too arrogant to pay attention to those enemies, to obvious signs of danger. in what he's doing. He should have known ahead of time that this would come to a head, where he would end up getting arrested if he came back to America. Then he's also got his Mercury and Venus in the 12th house, which obviously more on the lines of plenty of secrets. And I saw a video of him ranting about, wiping his phone nightly. So yes, he's got secrets aplenty. And you may think that you're able to wipe your phone completely. No. Nope. And then his Venus in Scorpio, he craves intensity in his relationships. He fears betrayal. And he's known for having affairs with multiple women, so there's that too. And, the stories that I've heard are quite frightening about how he treats women. And his manner of speaking with that Scorpio, especially in his Mercury influence, hearing how he's manipulated and conned women. This is also trined his Jupiter in Pisces. Pisces is associated with delusions and dreams. Then his generosity with his family is also there too, in that 4th house. And then the 3rd house also, his brother, who we're going to talk about. And it's square his sun, moon, and Saturn. So it's picking up on his ego, how he's dealing with his family. And he seems to be the dominant one. So we're going to take a look here with the cards on Andrew Tate, the Sagittarius Sun.
Sagittarius Sun, and maybe perhaps the biggest douchebag on the internet.
Pretty close.
The most arrogant douchebag on the internet?
I believe so.
The most self-centered and narcissistic and misogynistic douchebag on the internet? Is he the king of douchebaggery?
Perhaps, with his ego as big as Jupiter, so.
Yeah, Sagittarian energy in Sun.
Mm-hmm.
His moon, dear?
His moon's also in Sagittarius.
Sagittarius, Aquarius. Then, of course, when you see him, he gives advice in relationships. I don't think he's good in relationships.
No, not with his Venus in Scorpio.
Yeah, being so mutable.
Yeah.
And then that conflict of what was in Pisces?
His Mars and his Jupiter. And then he's got those fixed placements in Scorpio with his Venus there, his Mercury, and then the Sagittarius giving love and relationship advice for young men.
Well, you don't see, obviously within his audio appearance or his video appearances, you don't see him in a balanced situation with a woman.
No, there's no
Never.
women. No.
Yeah, there's no feminine energy that influences his balance, other than his wardrobe.
The purple shirt and the capris.
Yeah, the capris. So yeah, the Sagittarian energy. Yeah, obviously there's no balance in him, and he's like he's over compensating. Sagittarius energy, mutable fire. Okay. So looking into Andrew Tate, in the situation of recently being arrested.
Yeah.
And prior, what was it, just a few days before, he predicted it.
Oh, there you go.
So maybe he was aware of something. So let's look at Andrew Tate.
All right.
His situation, Sagittarian energy. The Sagittarians like to be incarcerated. Not so much. That mutable fire.
They're freedom loving.
Yeah, freedom loving. So, and you said his moon was in what again, Dick?
Sagittarius.
Sagittarius moon as well, too. And his rising?
Is Scorpio.
Scorpio, right? He gives off that Scorpio rising.
Yes.
Now, let's see how clever. And of course, we're supposed to look at this, aren't we? Allegedly. So Andrew Tate in the present position.
Hmm.
Queen of Swords, Aquarian energy, going cold. You know, in this situation, excuse me, not Aquarian energy, Libran energy. You know, Librans can be very diplomatic, outgoing, charming, but they can also go cold, uniquely. So what could that be? What's crossing him? Tradition, advice, Hierophant, so the community sees the cards there. You know, is he just gonna, what is it, shut up
Right.
and not say anything?
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
Plead the fifth.
Plead the fifth. We've got cold, we've got advice, we've got tradition. This is calming Andrew's energy down, you know. So in the foundation, emotionally immature. Okay. And I had thought about that to where he was on the radar. His approval rating was getting, you know, he'd always kind of relied upon negativity to propel his energy.
Right.
He's very, you know, very aggressive, very conflicting. But maybe in this situation, basically, emotionally immature.
Right. Yeah.
Man-child. What is behind him? Strength, Leo, friends, not friends, but friends can see the card. Strength, support, emotional strength. Maybe in the past, actions and influences. What is above Mr. Tate? Jupiter in Pisces is the witch card. Okay. Nine of Cups, which come true. What you want will come to you. Does he have something up his sleeve? I'm trying to be unbiased here in Andrew's regard, in terms of, no, I just don't like him, so I expect the worst for him. No, I don't. He may have something up his sleeve. So
remember, his Jupiter is in Pisces, in the family house. So maybe he's got some sort of a family deal.
as they say, he's got a card up his sleeve.
Right.
You know, so, or at least that's what he's thinking in the situation. Jupiter in Pisces, wishes fulfilled, getting what he wants. Okay. So that's interesting. So let's see what's before Mr. Tate. Mr. Andrew Tate. All about appearances. Okay, but this can also, the Saturnian influence, King of Pentacles. That's a money man, Sigrún.
Yep.
Okay, he's a banker. Interesting reading. So I'm thinking, you know, I'm kind of leaning towards maybe he has some adversaries in the situation. The reading so far for Andrew Tate isn't just like feeling like disaster.
Right.
So it's his emotions. Queen of Wands, she's an Aries energy. She's ambitious. She's bossy. She's outgoing. So he hasn't, I don't feel like he's obviously, he hasn't given up.
Right.
You know, that Sagittarian energy, I felt like he was arrogant. You know, his arrogance and his pride caught up with him. I don't know. Outside influences.
Oh.
Six of Cups, Sun in Scorpio, past love, exes. And I wonder,
He's got baby mamas all over the place, apparently.
well, he brags about it.
Yeah.
As if it's a virtue. But you never see him with the woman.
No. Mm-mm.
And of course, he still portrays or displays that over-the-top misogynistic attitude of a woman shouldn't almost be allowed outside of the home, traditional, almost incarcerated.
Right, yeah.
You know? So his hopes in the situation, Four of Pentacles, Sun in Capricorn, holding on, possessive, suffocating love of earthly power and money in firm command. As I shared with you, Siggy, it felt like he knew it was coming.
Mm-hmm.
Makes you wonder, if he knew it was coming, if his intuition was telling him it was coming, maybe he had something, maybe he was preparing.
Right.
So he's got money before him, which is interesting, up against the British government.
Yeah, and I said plead the fifth earlier. I don't even think they have the Fifth Amendment over there, or something equivalent to it in the UK.
I'm not familiar with their legal system.
Right, yeah.
He had mentioned in his arrest, or prior to his arrest, or surrounding his arrest, that he had a connection to Barron Trump.
There you go.
Barron Trump is a young guy.
Yeah, he is a young guy.
But then having that connection to the Trump, and as I like to say, the orange buffoon.
Yes.
Okay, maybe, what do they say? He's got an ace. So,
Right.
his outcome, the shadow of temptation. So, in Capricorn, the devil, domination of matter over spirit, temptation, perversity, disregard for human dignity. The shadow of temptation, the devil is a liar. We know this. So, maybe that's his ultimate. We have Sigrún, we have the present, how he's playing the situation, figures that money in the future, King of Pentacles might influence the situation. He's positive, still at the same time emotionally immature, Sagittarian energy. But ultimately, obviously, he's not going to be able to continue, I wouldn't think, with his abrasive behavior, especially when he's challenging the powers that be.
Exactly, yeah.
To that extent, that he's going to get away with it. So maybe perhaps in the long term, or, how we're judging this present, immediate, long term, but ultimately it will be his comeuppance, his undoing.
Right, yeah.
The shadow, the devil is upon him. Chains he grasped to change his life, now hold him tight and cause him strife.
Right, yes. So we're going to go on to Tristan Tate, the little brother. Now, we don't have a birth time for Tristan, but we do have, enough information for me to take a look at what's going on. So his Sun and Mercury are in Cancer, so he's got a focus on family. So that's perhaps why he's so close to his brother. And it's also good synastry with his brother as far as their Mercuries go, where he's got Mercury in Cancer and his brother has got Mercury in Scorpio. Those two water signs will work well together. And his moon is in Leo, so his moods can be dramatic. His Venus, Tristan's Venus, is in Gemini, and this is where I got kind of the heebie-jeebies when I was looking at Tristan's chart. Um, while Andrew's the bigger personality, his ego is bigger than Tristan's. Venus in Gemini, just in my intuition, was just starting to kick. He might be more perverse than Andrew is. He craves variety in his relationships, and take that for what you will. And Tristan's Mars is in Aries, square his Saturn, and it's at 0 degrees Aries too. So he's impatient and frustrated. This often leads to his efforts being blocked. But it's trying his sun, so at least he's got some water influence calming that down. Maybe that's why he's, so mellow around his brother, because his brother is really the one that's in charge here. Jupiter is in Taurus for him, so he's friendlier than his brother. Saturn is in Sagittarius, so like his brother, he wants his authority to expand, but it's in opposition to his Mercury in Cancer, so he's not good with words like his brother is, so that might be why he's so silent. He probably has a lot of self-doubt, so I'm kind of curious to see what the tarot has to say, Gregory, in terms of is it going to turn out different for Tristan than it is for Andrew? He's a Cancer, so maybe he might be more prone to manipulation by the UK government, into spilling some beans.
Yeah, that is interesting. A Cancerian influence.
Mm-hmm.
You can see that in him.
Right.
Receptive, sensitive, sympathetic. In contrast to Andrew.
Right.
And you said you didn't get his birth time, dear?
No, there's not a birth time. He was born in Chicago, and but Andrew was born in 86, and Tristan was born in 88.
Yeah, there's almost like a confusion between those two, in that, are they English or they American? And Tristan seems to be, I don't know, almost like he fakes an English accent. I had noticed that about him. Obviously, between the two of them, which is interesting, Tristan has had the hair transplant.
Oh,
did you notice that?
I did not.
Yeah, he's got that hairline. In contrast to Andrew, so it's like there's a completely different energy between Andrew and Sagittarius. Then, of course, Tristan, the Cancerian. Does it feel almost like Tristan is copying Andrew?
Yeah, a little bit, but then it feels like Tristan is under Andrew's thumb. And perhaps with this arrest, it allows Tristan to get out of Andrew's thumb, out from under, rather. So it would be interesting to see, how this plays out.
Cancerians, it as a positive, Siggy, can be extremely loyal. Can be.
Yes.
Although, and to all our Cancerian viewers, water sign, cardinal water, really intuiting his energy in contrast to Andrew. We had the arrogance of Andrew, maybe a level of positivity in the situation, ultimately leading to his downfall. But Tristan, the Cancerian. So let's look into him, his fate, his future, his situation. So, Four of Pentacles, Sun in Capricorn. Our Cancerian's good with money. It's in the house of home. Okay. Our Sagittarian's good with money. Not necessarily. They make it, but then they spend it. It goes. So maybe Sun in Capricorn, Capricorn Cancerian can be, he's got some money.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. In firm command, holding tight. Love of earthly power and money. So maybe he's got some resources here of his own. Maybe that, did you catch if he was involved with the webcamming that those two?
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
He was as well, too.
Yeah.
Shame on them for doing something, like that. But I would imagine they made a lot of money.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
So Sun in Capricorn, first indication, money. Did Tristan keep some of that money? Excuse me. Ace of Wands, the root of the powers of fire, create, begin, invention, start. So, the fire of passion. So far, these two seem to think that money can fix their issues.
Sometimes it can, sometimes it can't.
Right. Yeah, they were playing with, the powers that be, pushing it on media. Did they push it too far, or did they think that they could cover it in the foundation? Lack of focus, foolish behavior, rebellion, air within the foundation. Still, pointing to money, fire of passion, foolish behavior. Just like in Andrew, we had emotional immaturity, and now in Tristan, we have foolish behavior within the foundation. What's behind him? Pisces energy, Prince Charming. Piscean energy. Faithful and devoted. Maybe there's some man love between Tristan and Andrew. Maybe some man love, Siggy.
Hopefully it's just brotherly love.
Brotherly love.
Yes.
Yeah. Whatever floats your boat. So what's above Tristan in the situation? His thoughts. There to a certain extent, that's Scorpio energy, emotionally mature, or emotionally manipulative.
Mm-hmm.
That's King of Cups, Scorpio. Tristan appearing to be more watery, obviously, than Andrew. So his thoughts on the situation. And then Six of Swords, Mercury in Aquarius. Passageway from difficulties and sorrow. So it's movement. It's a lot of movement within the immediate. Could that be their, what do they call that one again? Once again, when you get arrested in one and you're being
extradited.
Yeah, so this could be his process going to the UK. Mercury in Aquarius. And let's look at his emotional influences. And I guess in this situation, Mercury, dishonesty, con man. So on an emotional level, both of them seem to be so arrogant that they think that they can outsmart, everybody.
Yeah.
Literally. So in his emotions, there's the influence of the magician, and as you and I both know, it does make a reference to Loki.
Right, yes, exactly.
Yeah, that level of dishonesty. So, outside influences, Page of Cups, sensitive, emotional, but also emotionally immature. So, outside influence could be Andrew.
Right.
In this situation, telling him what to do.
Yeah, exactly.
His hopes here. Let's see. Queen of Cups. It's a Scorpio energy. But it can be very much emotionally one-sided. Who's in this situation? Who's in this situation? What female, what woman loves him no matter what? Who's the mama's boy?
I didn't know. I don't know. I don't even know if their mother is still alive or if they even have the same mother.
No, they do have the same mother.
Oh, they do?
I believe, yeah. Interesting. Queen of Cups. You know, because as we had spoke, between the two outside influences, no, it's always them.
Right.
It's always just them. Just Andrew and his, or Tristan and his.
Right.
You know, where's your wife? Where's your girlfriend? Where's your... Okay, and his outcome. Nine of Cups, Jupiter in Pisces. So we see the outcome, and that would be my assumption. Whether it be with Tristan or it be with Andrew, that do they have enough money to manipulate the situation? You know, as I shared with you, Andrew had talked about he's got this relationship with Baron Trump.
Mm-hmm. Right, yeah, and apparently Baron Trump has a lot of crypto money, doesn't he?
Over 200 million. You know, so we get the insight of the Trump corruption.
Right, yeah.
You know, so then you get into a lot of money. I'd even heard that Andrew or Tristan would have something on Trump. You know,
just another log in the fire for Trump, and you know, you get into the whole Epstein thing after that. But maybe they've got some dirt on the whole Epstein thing.
well, Epstein is a sex trafficker.
Yeah.
Andrew Tate, Tristan Tate, sex trafficking, allegedly. You know, sex trafficking, Eastern European women, Romania, the Orange Buffoon with his mail order bride, Melania.
True, yes.
So yeah, their MO seems to be manipulating Eastern European women. But maybe perhaps, my dear, I can't say 100%, because they're both going to end up rotting in jail forever.
Right. Know? Yeah, we'll keep an eye on this, the goings on with the case. You know, as they get extradited to the UK.
Although it does lean more towards Andrew's downfall.
Right. I see. Okay.
Yeah, maybe Tristan doesn't want to go that far with their aggressiveness.
Right.
Yeah. Maybe he's comfortable with his freedom, and Andrew's going to push it to the bitter end.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Well, there you go, my dear. Celebrities and the stars.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Well, thank you all so much for watching. And if you're interested in a reading from either Gregory or I, links are in the description below. And until next time, thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.